Hello everyone, I'm John Dodge, Community Manager of the Enterprise CIO Forum. I'm here today with Bob Gourley. He is editor of CTOvision.com and former Chief Technology Officer of the Defense Intelligence Agency. Welcome, Bob.
Hello, John.
It's good to talk to you again, and I want to talk today about transformation. It's one of those squishy, fuzzy terms that is used very freely when we talk about IT and what IT needs to do in terms of innovating in the enterprise. How would you characterize transformation? Are we talking about IT transformation, or are we talking about IT transforming the enterprise?
John, I have some thoughts on that, but first I wanted to say a lot of my thoughts come from the forum and the community that you build. It's a very interesting and dynamic community you've brought together of CIOs from around the globe. So if some of this sounds like circular reporting, it's because I'm learning from you guys. But I tell you, my views on transformation were always that it's got to be mission-focused. Even when you have some incredible dynamic piece of IT that will change the way the IT works, if you cannot express that in a mission terms, it's not going to take hold.
You know, I was talking to a CIO today at General Electric. It happened to be the CIO of General Electric's Industrial Platforms Division, which is industrial controls. And he sort of started out and almost sounded like a marketing guy, extolling a lot of their software. It's a heavy software development environment. And it's almost like the CIO has got to be so customer-facing now that if they don't bring, they're almost like line of business, that they have revenue responsibility, that's sort of the new focus of the CIO, and they're pushing sort of technology down to their lieutenants. I mean, do you sort of agree with that trend?
I do, and I also see so many people in the IT department now are customer-facing, embedded with customers, or deployed globally in the organization to make sure you're hearing mission needs from the furthest reaches of the enterprise. And if you're going to do any kind of transformation, you really need to have that customer-facing group giving you that feedback.
And sometimes we talk a lot about the viability of the whole CIO role, that if they don't innovate, if they don't show that their projects are cost effective and that there is a return on investment, they're really in deep trouble, that they really do have to perform, and how they perform has to be measured, and sort of the gap between the sort of metrics of how they're doing and are they really transforming the enterprise. What do you think today's CIO really has to do to transform the enterprise?
So that's a good question. And I tell you, on your first point, I think CIOs everywhere are realizing that they are one of two things. They are either profit or loss. They're either aligned with the mission objectives and generating growth for the company, or they're just support and overhead and can easily be replaced. So I think having that mindset is important to transformation, because with that mindset, now you're seen as a partner of the mission guys, because you're there to help them get their job done. And those are the guys who are going to steer you and lead you in your transformation.
Well, that's great, Bob. Transformation is a term we're going to be using for a long time, although somebody told me the shelf life of some of these terms like cloud are about 3 to 5 years, and so maybe we're due for another buzzword that describes the miracles that IT are going to work within the enterprise.
Right.
I appreciate you being with us today, Bob Gourley. I'm John Dodge, Community Manager of the Enterprise CIO Forum. Thank you for watching, and we will see you again.